All right, we're back again. Good Saturday morning, everyone, here on the Sports Chat. Again, we got Ron and we got John. What's going on, guys?
What's going on? What's going on?
Exciting weekend. We got another blast of a college football day. I've been waiting all week long. We are super excited. NFL kickoff. My wife is frowning, but it's all good.
Did you say NFL? Ron, did you say NFL kickoff?
I did.
Let me ask y'all a question. How about them Lions?
That's appropriate. We should open with that today.
How about them Lions, baby?
We'll give the homer. We'll give the homer a few seconds to bask in the glory. Now remember, there are 16 more games. That's all I'm gonna say. But John, go ahead.
Doubt.
You can take.
Well, no, I mean, I just thought it was. I thought it was a gritty effort. It wasn't the most efficient offensive game. And I listen. When you're missing, and I'm talking about the Chiefs now, Travis. When you're missing your main weapon on offense. Yeah, I take that into account. You know, a lot of those drops that you saw probably would have been targets for him, but I'm gonna take it. You know what I'm saying? Notwithstanding for us, because I don't know how it is around the country, but around here in Detroit, the hype it's reaching a fever pitch for the Detroit Lions. You know what I'm saying? The way we finished the season last year, what was it, like 4 or 5 straight wins, and then to go into Lambeau last year and basically end Aaron Rodgers' Green Bay career by denying them a playoff. Now, the thing is about that game, we could have just taken our foot off the gas because we were eliminated from the playoffs earlier that day. But to still go into Lambeau and end Aaron Rodgers' Green Bay career, and to have that type of momentum, and then to hear all of the hype all spring, all summer, and to have it culminate with going into Arrowhead Stadium, the defending champion Kansas City Chiefs, and going in, not even with them being a little shorthanded. It was impressive, man. It was impressive. It was just for a Detroit Lions fan, because the Lions typically and historically, for as long as I've been following them, they don't win those types of games.
John, I gotta tell you, man. I was watching that game. I was very proud of the Lions, given the fact that they've had that history, right? Where those games like that, it's gonna be an L. I thought about this during the week or after I watched that. You know, the Lions, like your Michigan Wolverines, are also at that threshold where now they can cross over and prove. They're at a spot where they need to prove, hey, we're here now, right? You know, Dan Campbell has slowly built gradual wins. He's had a really poor record early. Now he's on that upward incline. Now it's a time where they got to get over that. What they used to call it, the curse of the Bambino curse. The Red Sox used to have. The Lions kind of got that same thing. They got the curse. We'll call it the curse of Wayne Fonts, right?
Listen, I call it the Ford family curse, because when that family took over the franchise, they have done. I just want to say this. This is how futile it's been for the Detroit Lions. I'm 51 years old. The last time the Lions won a playoff game, I was 19.
That's a long time, brother.
I was 19 years old.
What year was that?
That was 1991. I was 19 years old.
That was Barry and Rodney them?
That was Barry and Rodney in the Silverdome. They beat the Cowboys and then got squashed by the eventual champion Washington Redskins. But I'm just saying, I've finished high school, college, got married, had 4 kids, all during the time that I've seen the last playoff win. And that's that one win. We had one playoff win since 1957.
It's been so long.
Can you that one win was the lone playoff win that we've had since 1950? Do you hear the words that are coming out of my mouth?
It's been so long since the Lions won a game. The Silver Dome was a Target and a Montgomery Ward.
Bro. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Oh, I'm about to pass out.
Listen, since 1957, do we need to go and look at what the world looked like in 19? This was before Kennedy was president.
Oh,
the world hadn't even heard of John F. Kennedy yet.
So they won 2 playoff games since 57.
They've won. Well, the last time they won, the Super Bowl wasn't even called the Super Bowl.
Right.
It was the NFL championship.
Correct.
They're one of the few franchises in the league currently that has never played in a Super Bowl.
Now,
who are the other ones?
It was New Orleans until a couple of years ago. I think it's the Cleveland Browns.
Right.
I'm not sure.
Jacksonville.
No.
Outside expansion.
Well, I mean, I don't. Yeah, Jacksonville is a relative.
Yeah.
I mean, they were an expansive franchise in the night. Just one of your blue blood franchises like the Detroit. I mean, just you can't be that bad by accident. It had to be a culture. And what I'm loving about, so far, obviously, Dan Campbell seems to have turned the culture around for this franchise. They're no longer missing on draft picks. I was a little hesitant when they got rid of Gibbs. Well, Gibbs is, I didn't particularly want them to get rid of DeAndre Swift last year, but he had trouble staying on the field because of injuries. And what they say, the best ability is availability. So you have to be on the field. So but with Gibbs and what they got now and St. Brown,
Brown. Amon-Ra
St. Brown. Listen, man, there's an excitement around here. I only ask this, fellas. Here's my only thing. Just win a play. I'm not even saying go to the Super Bowl. I'm not even saying get to the NFC Champ. Just win a playoff game. I'm setting the bar real low here. Just win a playoff game.
Can I adjust the bar? Can I adjust the bar a little bit lower for you?
Sure.
Let's get to the playoffs.
Let's get to the playoffs.
Get there first? All right.
I'm with you.
The Lions go in. They go in the Arrowhead. They get the victory.
Give it to them.
As they say, we come up with all the reasons we think why, but a win is a win.
Right. You beat who you play. This guy's out every week.
Win is a win.
This guy's out every week on every team and every level of football there is. You beat who you play. These are professionals. So what? Next man up.
Man up.
I don't want to hear about all that stuff.
I'm not apologize. I'm not going to apologize for the win.
Right. Hey, take it, man. Did anybody say anything about Andy Reid? Andy Reid and his fourth trying to go for it on 4th and 20.
Yeah.
4th and 30.
4th and 25.
4th and 25.
It was crazy.
Yeah. Before the game, they were talking about how nice Patrick Mahomes was. Right, he was the second coming on. They said, "Oh, you're one of the greatest NFL quarterbacks of all time." I'll take the L. I hate Kansas City. I hate Kansas City. They beat my team in the Super Bowl, and they killed us for a long time. Sick of them. I'm sick of them. Get them out of here, man. I don't care. Good job, Lions.
I think they need to adjust though. The quarterback position. The quarterback gets a lot of credit for yardage and then interceptions. And a lot of times it's the receiver that does the work, right?
Yeah.
Yard after the catch.
Yeah.
Right. And then Detroit scored on the pick six when the ball went through the guy's hand.
Well, that was perfectly. He couldn't have thrown that ball more perfect.
Quarterback. I'm just saying that they just consider that the quarterback's fault when I think it's kind of crazy how they.
That wasn't no Mahomes. He couldn't have thrown that ball more perfectly.
I'm saying. But what I'm saying is how a lot of times, depending on who the quarterback is. Now, if Dak Prescott throws that pick six, he's the most terrible person in the world. Deflected or not. Deflected or not.
Can I tell you the problem with Dak? I'm gonna tell you the problem with Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott is a decent quarterback. He's a fine quarterback. I don't think he deserves a lot of the criticism he gets. The problem is they pay him like he's Peyton Manning. And when you cash a Peyton Manning paycheck, then people expect Peyton Manning results. And he hasn't given them that. He's fine. He's fine for what they do.
Out of the rest of the 20 or so my odd team, who else who can make that claim? Other than Mahomes.
Oh, listen, there are several quarterbacks I would put before Patrick Mahomes. Before Dak Prescott. I'm saying, as far as the money go, a lot of them guys are making Manning money, but nobody's really Manning. Well,
what I'm saying.
What I'm saying is that I think he underperforms more than, especially as the stakes get higher. Now, I'm about to put Josh Allen into that same category. It's like, look, bro, you got to show me something this year. You came in, you were supposed to be the counterpart of Patrick Mahomes, and it looked like it's Joe Burrow. I think Joe Burrow is passing Josh Allen up to be the guy that will, take because we've been looking for a Brady Manning type of rivalry. And I thought it was going to be Mahomes and Josh Allen, but Josh Allen keep coming up short, man. I think Joe Burrow might be the guy to be that counterpart for Patrick Mahomes.
Well, Joe Burrow got the big bag this week.
You see that bag he got?
Field too.
275.
He got to stay away from the injuries too.
275 and 219 million guaranteed. That's unheard of for NFL. That's unheard of for NFL contract.
I'm not mad at him though. Somebody won't pay me that. Hey, I'll take it.
That is a huge risk. You don't guarantee that much money in an NFL contract. That's unheard of.
It's a different world, man. The money is
219 million.
This money
guaranteed.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, they know what they're raking in. They know what they can pay the guy. They know
no doubt.
What he's
no
worth.
doubt.
I was at the Yankees Braves games a few weeks ago, and all I saw was Derek Jeter jerseys, right? Mm-hmm. So the long-term value of a player like that,
no doubt,
franchise,
no doubt,
they're gonna sell Joe Burrow jerseys from here to eternity.
Doubt.
So they know what it is.
It's a bargain. Listen, I remember this was years ago. This was back in 1996 when y'all remember when Shaq left Orlando for the Lakers.
Right.
At the time was a 7-year, $120 million contract. People were like, oh my God, how in the world do you pay an athlete $120? He was like, y'all asking the wrong question.
Right.
He said, if somebody can afford to pay me $120 million, how much money you think they make?
Mm-hmm.
And we all, you know what I'm saying? You like, listen, if somebody can write $120 million check. What you think their net worth is?
Speaking of the Lakers, Jeannie Buss got married this week to the comedian Jay Moore, the blonde head guy. He's about
no way.
Yeah,
Yeah, she did.
He's about 9 years younger than Jeannie. So I guess they asked the question: Did she get a prenup, or is Jay gonna be the new GM?
Man, Jay is that corny dude. Are you serious?
Yeah, she married Jay Moore.
I don't know why. I wonder how Phil felt. That was his girl.
Yeah, well.
Phil in Montana with the Mooses. He all right.
He's all right. He's in Montana.
Smoking weed.
Yeah, he fine. He fine. All right, so now look, we got the NFL kicking off tomorrow. The rest of everybody, they played last night. I want you guys selections for each division. We're gonna start with the AFC East. Ron, who you got coming out of that East? You've got Josh Allen there. You got Rodgers. You got Tua. You got Jones, and you got Aaron Rodgers.
I'm going to say the Bills win that division with a close run by the Jets, just because Aaron Rodgers is going to be good for X number of wins, and I think they're probably ready to take the next step up. They've done some good stuff. They also have a kind of a bit of a curse, the Jets, but I think they're going to make a strong run in the division. So the Patriots really don't know who they got at quarterback right now, and they're not as talent rich as the others, in my estimation. They always got Belichick, but they're still not as talent rich as the others. So I'm going to go with the Bills winning that division.
All right, Mr. Wally, who you got?
The Jets are getting crazy hype. Crazy hype. And I'll be honest with you, a lot of it has to do with Aaron Rodgers, but a lot of it is centered around their defense.
Right.
They have a killer defense. Defensively, they were fine last year. Offensively was the problem. Mm-hmm. And it depends on how much Aaron Rodgers has left. Really, is because what's the kid from Ohio State, the receiver? Not Olave, but the
Wilson.
Garrett Wilson. Wilson. That has the potential to be a dynamic. Because Aaron Rodgers he hasn't had those super talented go-to receivers. He had a few in Green Bay, but I still think it's a year away from them. And again, it depends on how much Aaron Rodgers. I'm gonna have to agree with Ron and say Buffalo ekes out of that division, but it's getting tougher. That Miami. If Tua.
They have a chance.
Listen, they got the Dolphins with Cheetah and Tua. That's looking like a dangerous combination. And then if he can stay away from the concussion protocol, they might be the team that gives Buffalo the biggest challenge in that division. But I'm agree with Ron. I'm gonna say Buffalo.
I'm gonna go out on the limb with the AFC East. I'm gonna go with Miami, but knowing that Tua is a second away from being on the sideline.
That's what gives me pause for Miami is Tua.
The thing is every team in the NFL, truthfully, is their quarterback away from being nothing.
True.
And so I'm taking Miami with the guys they have on offense. If the defense can just stick in a game, they should be able to put up a lot of points. So I'm gonna go with the Dolphins in the AFC East. All right. Let's go out to the West. AFC West. You got the Chiefs, Chargers, Raiders, and the Broncos.
Chiefs.
Next.
Y'all not gonna give the Chargers no look.
Chiefs.
They all got guys. They're all up and coming teams. And Herbert's a great guy. He's tall. He's big. He's got all that. I like his game.
He's got the tools.
I just think the Chiefs got to. They got Andy Reid. They got Mahomes. When Kelsey and the other kid comes back on defense, they'll be.
Although coming up from the Broncos with Peyton and Wilson,
we'll see.
Well, let me say this about the Chiefs, though. I don't know the long-term effects of not having Eric Bieniemy. That might, you know what I'm saying? So we'll see. They sure could have used him Thursday night.
Yeah, we'll see. Kansas City.
But yeah, Chiefs until otherwise. they got Patrick Mahomes.
All right, so I'm taking the Chiefs too. We got Mahomes, and I think Andy will be coaching a little better in the next games. All right, AFC North. We got the Bengals, the Steelers. All right, who else is in the North? Ravens and the Browns. Ooh, that's a good little division.
What is the Bengals? Not the Bengals. The Steelers. What are they doing at quarterback?
Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Pickett is about to take the next step. He's a year 2 in the offense. We got weapons all around. Their defense is stout and healthy. The only question the Steelers have is in their defensive secondary. on the other side from Patrick Peterson and whether or not Peterson holds up at the age of 33. They brought in some guys over the last couple of weeks that were some vets that have played some time. They got Joey Porter Jr., who's just a rookie, so they're being careful with him. I think their running game, their defense, I think the Steelers are ready to take that next step. Pickett ran off, 5-6 wins in a row at the end of last year. They got running game. They got all the pieces there. So I like where they're going.
The key to their defense is Porter. If Porter Jr. can be what he was at Penn State, and if he can live, I think that could help them. I'm split between them and the Bengals, man.
I think we beat the Bengals this year. I think we beat them.
I hope so. I'm a Steeler fan. I would love to see them come out of that AFC North. I'm still leaning slightly toward the Bengals, though.
The key for the Steelers also is if Watt stays healthy, you're going to see a tremendous defense. They're going to play outstanding ball if he remains healthy on defense. So he's the key. Health is the key for the Steelers.
I'm going to throw the monkey wrench in here, and I'm going with the be more careful in Baltimore Ravens. If Lamar doesn't get hurt, they lost so many 1-point games last year without Lamar. They were winning every game going into the
Lamar
was playing.
Baltimore, Lamar's problem is not the regular season; it's the playoffs. Lamar,
we're not talking playoffs right now. We're talking winning the division. So I'm going with the Ravens.
It won't mean nothing. He's gonna flame out in the playoffs. I'm not as big on Lamar Jackson as a lot of people are.
You will never hear me blaspheme.
They would rather have him in Detroit.
You will never hear me blaspheme and say the Ravens will win the division with my Steelers in it. It won't happen. No, ain't happening, bro. We I don't care.
I won't. I'm not as big on Lamar Jackson.
They have no excuses either about they got them receivers and everything. So we'll see how they do.
They brought in OBJ. They got all these guys. We'll see. Steelers Ravens games are always crazy, man.
I think you've seen the best of what you're gonna see from Lamar Jackson. I'm not as big on him as a lot of people are. So
I don't think he's 25 yet.
He's not.
Don't matter.
He's young. He's outstanding.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
We winning that division, baby. We winning that division.
I think the Bengals. I think the Bengals gonna take it.
Joe Burrow's and the Cincinnati Bengals. All right. AFC South, you got the Jaguar, Titans, Colts, and Texans.
Who cares?
That's probably the trashiest division in all of NFL, to be honest with you.
I think the Jaguars take that
NFC South is just as bad.
I think the Titans, the Jaguars take another step.
Yeah, I think the Jaguars played very good towards the end of last year.
Yeah, then they win a playoff.
Outside of the Lions, the Jags were probably the second best team coming out of the end of the season last year. They played very well.
Yeah, I think Trevor Lawrence is about to really take that next step into that Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow
top
echelon of quarterbacks. But they got to protect him. They gotta protect him because he can be.
Peterson is a good coach.
Yes, they got a better coach in the past. So I think they're on the right that trajectory too. Jacksonville.
All right, so we're going. You guys picking the Jaguars.
Jaguars, definitely.
All right, let's go to the NFC East. All right, and mind you, I will throw this out there as the resident Cowboy fan. Dak has won in his division. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
First of all, can this is something that's always bothered me. Why are the Dallas Cowboys, who play in Irving, Texas, in the NFC East?
All about the bag.
I'm gonna ask the league office that. I have no idea.
I try to tell y'all, it's all about the money. Largest media market in the country is in the northeastern corner of the United States, between Philly, New York, Boston, that whole area. You got millions and billions of people, and the Cowboys are America's team, so they put them on. They play that division.
I guess you can switch them with the You could switch them out with the Panthers, maybe in the NFC South.
Well, I'm just saying geographically they belong in the NFC South.
Yeah, financially they belong in the NFC East. The number is it's a simple math, man.
It's simple math. Yeah,
they've been in the NFC East forever.
Right.
I mean, they have some historical rivals with like Redskins.
Yeah.
Well, whatever they
Cowboys, Giants. It's hey man, and they go where the money goes. Okay.
I mean, but you can still schedule them.
Well, you know,
Commanders
what
you
gotta consider though is that there was a time there was only East and West. There wasn't
the three most valuable franchises
Central and all that kind of stuff.
Listen, three most valuable franchises. Three most valuable franchises in the three sports.
And then
Dallas Cowboys, Yankees, New York Knicks. Three most valuable sports franchises. The Knicks are worth more than the Lakers and Golden State. They are. And they have that market. So you got the Knicks, the Yankees, and you got the Cowboys playing in that market, man. The Cowboys, you already said it earlier. The Cowboys when we grew up in New York, like I said, I was over 150 miles away from Albany. I only knew one Giant fan in the whole city that I knew. Everybody else liked the Cowboys or something. Right?
Which is what's not, and we'll get back to football in a second. But New York being the mecca of basketball. Yeah. I've been to Madison Square Garden. They haven't won a championship since 1970. 2 years before I was born.
72.
Was it 72? Okay, that was the year I was born. Why do they have such a hard time attracting top level talent? How could Kyrie and KD go to Brooklyn?
The New York Knicks have the same problem the Dallas Cowboys have. They got all the fanfare. They got New York fans are rabid. They got great fanfare. They got all the market. They got all of that. Their ownership is horrible. The front office has been bad from the beginning. And it's just like Dallas. They got all the stuff, but there's a core element that stops them from winning, and that element is their owner. I mean, he won the gene pool lottery golden. I mean, he was born into a family, and he got the team, and they've sucked forever.
Is it James Dolan?
Yes. His father started Cablevision, which is a large, northeastern cable company, and that's how they got their money. They own Madison Square Garden and everything else, but their ownership is terrible. Just look back over the history of it, man. Yeah, I'll give you one example, then we'll move back to football. 1987, the Knicks draft Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson becomes an NBA Rookie of the Year. The very next draft, they draft Rod Strickland, who's a great player, by the way, my favorite. But why do you draft another point guard when you just had a Rookie of the Year at that position?
Oh, listen,
and then to make it even better, John, within 3 or 4 years, both guys was traded away for all broken down Mo Cheeks, and I don't even know who the Knicks got from Mark Jackson.
But listen, I'll one up you on that one. Y'all remember? It was so crazy. And I love Isaiah Thomas. That's my favorite athlete. But when he put Stephon Marbury and Steve Francis on the same team, I was like, what in God's name are you doing? Think about it. Steve Francis and Stephon Marbury.
He was having dreams about him and Dumars at night. He thought
that is about as far from Dumars and Isaiah.
Look, Isaiah was a good player.
That was in his mindset.
My God,
great player. Always liked him from when he was at Indiana and all that stuff because he was a great guard, man. But please don't let him near my franchise.
Oh my God, that was I couldn't believe it. I was like, he traded for Steve with Stephon Marbury on the team. Anyway, that was my dive. But back to the picks. Back to the division.
Back to the picks. All right, so who you guys taking in the NFC East?
I'm gonna say that the Giants take the next step and win the division. The Cowboys probably second. Whether Eric Bieniemy has such an impact in Washington to help that offense, they still a little suspect that quarterback. They're going with the kid from North Carolina. But I think the Giants. I think Daniel Jones is ready now to ascend to that next level of quarterback. His maturity is going to be the key. So I'm going to go with the Giants.
Reluctantly, I am going to have to say the Cowboys. Not necessarily because that defense led by Micah Parsons, that has the potential, I think, to be the best defense in the NFL this year. Numbers wise, I think they were a top 5 defense last year. It depends on obviously offensively it depends on Dak, but I think Dallas is carried by their defense this year, and I think their defense will win them a lot of games and ultimately be the reason why they win that division.
Two things I'm gonna say here. One, I agree with you. This is Parsons. He's already got a good name, but this is the year.
Yeah,
he's got to break out.
This is, I think, the year he breaks out.
This has got to be his breakout monster year where the teams start actually preparing for him. When they see Dallas on the schedule.
Well, I think him seeing the bag that Bosa got a couple of days ago, I think he's got all the motivation in the world.
He's got plenty of motivation. Did you?
He can potentially be the highest paid defensive player ever.
On the other side, I mean, I don't know. I don't know really what's the problem when you were one of the highest scoring offenses in the league, but if you want to tone it down and be a little more conservative. Mr. McCarthy, you go right ahead, but let's go. I'm going with the Cowboys in the East.
Well, now he's calling the plays this year, so
there's no excuses, none.
Yeah, he's taking over the play calling.
You're taking over the play calling. Your coaching has been in question anyway with some of the decisions you're making, but you had the highest scoring offense in the league. The last 2 years, and you let the guy go to the Chargers, so we'll see.
As a Cowboy hater, the one thing I enjoy more than anything else is the Jerry Jones squirm in the box that they always show. as the Cowboys take that L, and then they flash up in the box, and Jerry be sitting there. So I always be wondering what that phone call to Mike McCarthy is going to be like.
And speaking about that, what's the name passed away? I think it was last week.
Who was that?
Gil Brandt.
Oh, did he really?
Did he? I didn't know. I didn't hear that.
Yeah, he passed away last week. I think, a week before last. So he's one of the guys that built the Cowboys to where he was. He got let go when Jerry took over. But
Yeah, but if the Cowboys. If Jerry Jones would just get out of the way and stop trying to, they could attract. I mean, you had coaches like Bill Parcells. You ran off coach. How Jimmy Johnson? How would you know what I'm saying? Let the guys run. Let the football guys run the team, man.
They wouldn't succumb to him and humble him,
But
they weren't taking that.
That's why they haven't won a Super Bowl in 30 years.
That's why.
Apparently, Jerry Jones has
Jerry Jones, man. Let it go.
When y'all get a chance, go on Twitter or X, whatever it's called now. Jerry Jones has he put together an AI hologram of him at the stadium. So when you do a stadium tour, you can ask the AI Jerry Jones questions, right? And he'll respond to the questions based on AI. So people on Twitter just went in. They was like, you can imagine the questions.
Boy, let me fire off a few questions to him. Would you sit your old tail down and go get a real coach and let somebody? You keep getting these lackeys like Mike McCarthy and what's the guy before him that used to play for Dallas?
The redhead.
Jason.
Yeah.
Why is the franchise like that hiring coaches like that? Because the Jerry Jones won't get out of the way. Want some puppets.
Yeah.
Well, we can ask that when you go to Texas next time. You go make your way out to Irvin or wherever.
I'm going with. Listen, our convention is in Dallas next year.
When you go in July,
I'm going. I'll be in Dallas in July. Like, look, man,
ask Jerry.
Back off, dude. You are holding this franchise back.
Listen, he said I may be holding them back, but I'm worth $9.5
billion. Yeah, exactly.
He doing something right.
He bought it for $100 billion. 30 years later,
imagine turning $150 million.
We're going over to the NFC West.
Mm-hmm.
NFC West. Who you got?
49ers.
Ron? Oh, okay.
49ers.
You got the helmet in the screen.
Not even close.
I think the Niners are going to take that one.
Not even close.
I will say it all depends on Brock Purdy.
No, it don't.
Got to stay. He's definitely got to stay injury free.
Yeah. I mean, a quarterback problem, we'd be in trouble, man. I don't know. They got Sam Darnold as the backup. Woo! I don't know. We just pray for Brock's safety and health. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not as down on saying I think he can be a serviceable backup if injury. I mean, they went to the Super Bowl with Jimmy Garoppolo. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got Christian McCaffrey in that backyard. Rather, they shouldn't have any trouble winning that division at all.
So, what about Seattle? Don't think Seattle's gonna?
They've made some improvements. They got a younger team. Same thing with them though is whether or not their quarterback has another season like he had. They got a big bag.
Year last year for sure.
Yeah, he came back and what a reclamation project story that is. So Geno Smith making that comeback. I'm proud of him because he took a lot of heat all over the place. Geno Smith is a perfect example of the microwave society we live in. A guy like that just needs time. Everybody doesn't hit it right on the head when you come out of college. We used to say, give a guy at least 3 years and you find out if he's any good, right? It just
that's still kind of in the play, right?
Yeah.
3 years, especially the quarterback nowadays. They give you 3 years, man. You don't prove yourself, you're done.
You're out of here because the Josh Allens and the Joe Burrows and guys like that ruined it for everybody. They came right in and were able to play right away. Man, think about it. You're going from playing 19 to 22-year-old dudes. Now you're playing dudes that are 28 years old and their physical peak. They got a mortgage, 2 kids, and they're trying to fight for their job. Bro, they're trying to kill you, man. Right? That's a whole different set of expectations on a quarterback going from college.
Well, and both for the NFL and the NBA, one of the things they do now is you got to prove yourself within your rookie contract, right?
Yeah, to get the second one.
So that 3 to 4 years, if you ain't doing nothing, you're gone.
Yeah, that's the key, man. That's the difference from in the past too. The way that.
Well, I think they gave. Do you think they gave up on Trey Lance too early?
I do.
I do.
I mean, the kid's got talent, obviously. But the 49ers are in that window right now where they're going to take the best player to get them where they need to go. They got guys like Debo, and they got a team where they can get to the Super Bowl. They know it, right? And Purdy came in, and Purdy's more of a quarterback for the system, right? One of the things they've been talking about this week is saying the Steelers have been saying that, hey, man. They were asking, what y'all think of Brock? And they're like, well, he's good. Shanahan's a control freak. He's got the right system. And they got a lot of yard after catch with those guys. So they think Purdy's more of a system guy, where Trey Lance is going to be more freelance, throw the ball all over the field. They don't have time for that right now. They got to be solid and sturdy in what they're doing.
I hate to have to blow this horn all the time, but at the end of the day, when it comes to quarterback in the NFL, I don't care how well we do.
Right.
And that's always the end all when it comes to decision making, who's getting the job.
Well, I mean, I don't, they had books written on where people question the intelligence, and I ain't trying to go too far down this rabbit hole.
But that's always been the case.
That's what the issue is for a lot of people. They don't think.
Hold that jersey up of yours. Wear that jersey.
Yes, ma'am.
You know the story with that, right? Pittsburgh Steelers and Joe Gilliam. Back in the day. Same thing. Even before when Bradshaw was around, they had Joe Gilliam, black quarterback, and he had better arm strength, everything than Bradshaw. Came down to they said Bradshaw was smarter.
We're talking about Terry Bradshaw from Louisiana. Woo!
So you take that as however you want to take it.
Well, at the time, I guess in American history in the 70s and the early 70s,
that would be more expected during that time.
Yeah, and sadly enough, that's what we say, but it's still they have what they call the Wonderlic test. What?
Yeah, for quarterbacks.
Yeah, it still holds true today. So
yeah. Unfortunately.
What are you gonna do?
Right. Okay. So we got the Niners. I don't think anybody. Seattle will be okay, but the Niners shouldn't win that division.
Yeah. The Rams.
All right. NFC North.
We already talked about the team that John has to pick. So
no, you don't. What about the Bears? Justin Fields.
I think Justin takes another step this year. I still got faith in the kid, man. I watched him hang 6 touchdowns on the team one time. I was there. I seen him do it. Right. So I still got. He's a guy who still needs time to develop. I think this is his year, though. If he don't do it, man, hey, he's gonna be one of them guys that might.
What do you guys think about Mr. Love in Green Bay?
Yeah, he's gonna be good, but he's not gonna be able to handle the pressure that Detroit's gonna put on him.
Yeah, I think he'll do well. I mean, it's never easy following a legend like that. So he may be unfairly criticized just because of who he's coming behind. But I think that the NFC North comes down to the Lions and the Vikings. And realistically, we should have swept the Vikings last year because we had we blew a 10-point fourth quarter lead against them in their place. So, and then obviously we did what we did at home. But I think the two teams that it'll come down to is Minnesota and Detroit. But I have the Detroit Lions coming out of the NFC North.
I'm going to go with Minnesota only if Kirk Cousins remains healthy. If their quarterback goes down, I don't see it. Detroit's going to make a strong run, but that'll all be solely based on the health of Kirk Cousins.
That's fair.
I'm gonna go out, not really on the limb, but my probably second hometown is the D, and so I'm gonna pick the Lions because I think
it's time, man.
Take that step up.
It's time, man. It's time. It's this. I'm gonna tell you, of all of the championships that we've celebrated in recent to not so recent history. I mean, going back to the Tigers, I was 12 years old when the Tigers won in '84.
Yeah,
I've witnessed that championship. Pistons back to back, '89 and '90. You had the Red Wings, who hadn't won a championship in
they were the juggernaut for
so many years. They were an absolute juggernaut. I don't think any team will resonate. And if the Detroit Lions ever win a Super Bowl, this town will go absolutely ballistic.
John, I honestly believe that Detroit's been not trying to get this full-blown economic recovery thing going for the last 20 some odd years. They've been trying. I think the one thing that could spur that return would be the Lions winning.
Listen, you want to see grown men cry?
Yeah, let the Lions win.
Let the Detroit Lions win the Super Bowl.
Well, yeah, because and the thing about Ron, I don't know when the last time you've been to Detroit, but
been a while.
That Woodward Avenue, man, oh man, it's nice.
They doing it up. They got the Pistons back
downtown. Hey, John, all from downtown all the way to the fence in front of Marvin's church.
I heard about that. I heard about the church.
Well, other than that, man, Ron, I mean, even the street is fixed.
Yeah, the energy is coming back.
Oh, it's you got Little Caesars Arena, Ford Field,
all within a stone's throw of each other.
All within across the street from each other. I was like,
Comerica
wow.
Park is literally
Comerica Park.
Ford Field is literally behind Comerica Park.
Yeah. So can you imagine a win of a Super Bowl? That changes everything.
Oh yeah, changes everything for them. Changes everything.
I hear you.
And what it will do, because let's face it, the Lions are there, but when it comes to football, it's the Big Ten, and
definitely
that shirt he got on.
Definitely.
Those
have been the two more successful football entities
sure.
in this area.
For sure.
I mean, 1997, bro, when we went undefeated and got robbed out of a total national championship when them coaches, Tom Osborne was retiring, so they gave him a pardon gift. And because up until that point, no team that had ever been number one in both polls, I'm talking about the AP and the coaches poll, and they won their bowl game, that team never not finished unanimously number one until that year.
John, just listening to the old system gives me shivers. We'll do it. No, let's not even talk about it.
Because the BCS actually started the following year. If it was the following year, Michigan would have played Nebraska for the national championship.
All right,
and just to make John headache even more worse is now Nebraska's in what? The Big Ten.
The Big Ten.
Yeah. Don't worry about Nebraska. In about 15 minutes when Deion.
We'll see what they got.
They're gonna take
Colorado.
They're gonna take care of that. So since we
got NFC South, Buccaneers, Panthers, Saints, or the Falcons.
Oh Lord.
I told you. Y'all talked about that other division. Y'all talked about what was it? The AFC South?
Yeah.
The NFC South doesn't bad.
It might be worse.
I'll take the Georgia Bulldogs.
Right. Give me the Crimson Tide.
They'll be the NFP.
Good Lord, you talking about Slim?
Y'all crazy.
Good Lord.
I'll take the Bulldogs, man.
So whoever wins the SEC, they can get the NFC South. I think I'm gonna go with the Saints.
Whoever wins gonna win by default. It's just
I'm gonna take Langston Hughes High School.
Right.
And Aaron Nolan.
I'm gonna take Our Lady Sisters of the Poor. That's got to be the worst. I'm thinking this might be worse than the AFC South. So I'm interested to see how Bryce Young does against NFL defenses. He's a little small, but just in terms of who wins that, I don't care. Flip a coin. It doesn't. I'll say the Saints as well, just by default.
And you know what's jacked up about it is the NFL system now is whoever wins the overall record for each conference is the only team that gets a bye. Everybody else has to play the first weekend.
Oh, really? Did they change that?
Yeah, because they added that extra wild card team. So only the team with the best record in each conference is the only one that get a bye. Everybody else has to play the first weekend.
Got it.
All right. So with that, I guess we're gonna move to who our Super Bowl picks are.
Let's go with the Super Bowl pick. Who you going with?
Objectively, honestly, I'm I'll say this. I think, and it pains me to say this, I think that Dallas has the talent to make it to the Super Bowl. I really do. A lot of it's going to depend on Dak. I would love to see a Dallas-Pittsburgh Steeler Super Bowl. I think it's asking a lot for the Steelers to get to Super Bowl because the AFC, to me, is just order of magnitude more tough than the NFC right now. But if we could see that, that would be great. But I reluctantly have Dallas coming out of the NFC, and either Kansas. I mean, I'm probably gonna pick the Chiefs until somebody beats them, because to me, they're still the best team in the AFC. So I'm gonna say Dallas Chiefs.
I think Ron, what you got? I have to go with my heart. I say the Steelers come out of the East, or the AFC, right? But they're gonna lose
to the 49ers.
I think Frisco's ready to take that next step, man. I think the Steelers are right there, but the window is open. The 49ers are chock full of talent. Brock Purdy's in year 2 with that offense. I think the 49ers cross the threshold, get to the Super Bowl, and they beat the Steelers in the Super Bowl. They're going with the Niners to win it all.
So who would you root for, though?
When they play each other, I don't root. Tomorrow they play each other. The Niners open at Pittsburgh tomorrow. I am just going to sit in silence and watch that game. That's the one game of the year that I don't root. I love both teams with equal love. I do not root during that game. I just watch. So I can't, in that game, man, I just hope everybody comes out clean. I don't want nobody to get hurt. Everybody come out. Don't get injured. Bosa's coming back tomorrow. Don't pull a hammy. Don't tear up your pecs again. Everybody come out of that game clean, and I'll be happy.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna go with a Dallas Cowboy, Cincinnati
Bengals
Super Bowl.
I can see that. Happening.
Again, if Dallas can navigate through that NFC East, where you got the Eagles,
they got a killer. Have you seen their schedule?
Dallas, their schedule.
They got
do they have the hardest schedule in the league this year?
Yeah. They have a murderous road schedule.
They got the Niners. They got the
if they win 10 to 12 games this year, they gotta get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they got a murderous road schedule.
That schedule will prepare them for the playoffs, though. That schedule will prepare them.
That's true. How they navigate that? If they can survive that, I think they'll go ascend up to get to that Super Bowl against Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals.
All right.
And of course, I have to go up my boys to win the Super Bowl. And maybe after that, maybe Jerry will be like, you know what? Steve, I'm out.
Yeah, he turned it over to his son. Well, I'll tell Jerry Jones this. When I saw the Commanders go for $6 billion, I would have been like, bro, I want 15 to 20 for the Cowboys immediately.
Yeah, $6 billion for the Commanders.
All right, and if you want me to sell it to the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, so be it.
That's crazy. That's
crazy. And he'll say, Jerry, I'll give you cash. I'll give you cash. Imagine that.
I'll give you cash.
That's crazy.
I got that old biblical money.
Right.
They wonder what happened to King Solomon's gold.
Hey, John, he must have been in Sunday school at some point.
Right. He breaking out them Sunday school lessons. Hey, listen,
that's our NFL show. Starting up tomorrow, NFL. Everybody gets into the action. Lions already off on a good foot. And guess what's right around the corner, guys?
The playoff, baseball playoff. Oh, the NBA.
NBA coming up real quick. Baseball playoffs. We're done, but the Martian, Jason with 2 S's. Dominican. That kid's gonna be great. All right, that's it for today, John.
Next week we gotta talk about Coach Prime next week.
I'm getting ready to go watch that game.
We gotta go. We're gonna see what happens in a few minutes. All right, let's go. Everybody have a good rest of your weekend. Fellas, I'm out. John,
peace.
SportsChat out there live, Facebook Live. We love you. Be blessed. God bless you.
All right. Good show, fellas.